Good morning, Stampers. It is Thursday. Welcome to another edition of Maker Mornings with Meg, episode number 82, I think. How is that possible? Anyway, today I have a project to share with you that is kind of a spotlighting technique. So we are going to use a bunch of different products. So one of them is the absolutely beautiful Flower and Field Designer Series paper. And this is available in the Celebration mini catalog. So it's one of the free items. You can see it kind of highlighted there on the very front. And in the catalog, it's on page 10. It's this paper. There's a whole 2-page spread of different ideas for it. And I'm going to show you, I think I have 6 or 7 extra card ideas there today. But I just showed you the front. Let me show you the back too, because the back is actually what I'm going to use for our project today. So the front is these amazing flower prints. So if you're a floral person, these colors are great and you're going to love them. Morning guys, hey Jenny and Debbie, Kathy, Trish, everybody. But the back side is kind of a powerhouse too. And these are the kinds of designs that are gonna come in really handy when you are looking for something a little bit more subtle to complement a really busy front image, or really a focal point that can hold its own and just needs a little backup designer series paper. That's what this is going to be good for. So the stamp set that we're using is the Wrapped Bouquet, this one, which has an image for Mother's Day in it, which is always handy to have. Hi mom, hi moms. But the other stamps in this set are also great ones to have on hand because they're good for any occasion, and there's kind of a fun tweak to this stamp set. So we're not going to use it today, but do you see this sort of rolled newspaper idea here in the corner? This stamp set actually has a newsprint background stamp, which we are going to use, but in the dies that coordinate, there is this die right here, which is to make the little wrapping for your bouquet. So you could make the bouquet stamp here and then make your own wrap to go with it with this stamp set, which is a really cute idea. I can see that for lots of things. Honestly, the wrapped newspaper makes me think of fish and chips. So I kind of feel like there should be some kind of chips, some kind of French fry thing to go along with this stamp set. I'll have to think about that. Do we have something that could be French fries right now? Anyway, we're gonna use Wrapped Bouquet in a slightly more traditional sense and work on a spotlighting technique this morning. So let's pull you guys down here and get started. All right, there we go. Have you guys set? Let's see, I'm gonna turn you a little more that way. Okay. Well, there. All right, so like I said, we are going to work on the spotlighting technique. So sometimes it is nice to have a really strong focal point, and we're gonna create that here with some blending brushes. And you've seen me use these a bunch of times, so I'm gonna show you this again with some technique tips for using the blending brushes. And the paper that I'm starting off with is a piece of Whisper White or Basic White, and I have a thick cardstock base, which always want to score with your paper trimmer or your Simply Scored board. I always find it's a little bit risky to just fold the thick cardstock because sometimes you get some cracking along the spine there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and score that real fast and fold it. And then we're actually gonna layer a piece of Whisper White on top because this is a really simple negative space card. So lots of our space is gonna be white, or negative space meaning like empty. And a white negative space is just like super drives that point home, okay? So I'm gonna pull out my Flirty Flamingo ink and my blending brush. And the technique that I've been kind of a fan of for using with blending brushes is wipe, circle, circle, okay? Wipe, circle, circle. So what I wanna do is I wanna create a background here that's gonna make our folded flower image really pop out. Now, if you are going to want this whole sponge part to be really even, then I recommend the technique wipe, tap, circle, circle, because you don't want that initial like glob of ink that's right at the tip of the bristles to come out on your paper. And I'm getting black ink on my paper, so I'm gonna flip over and you'll get to see me start this again. I think that my ink is on my stamps here, so hopefully I have got that off. So, all right, so wipe, circle, circle, and wipe, circle, circle. I'm not too worried about that darker part right in the middle though, because we are going to cover most of that up. So what I'm really looking for is the edge here and how this shadow goes around the edge. Now, we're gonna stamp on this directly. It's important to do your sponging first because you don't want to smear your stamping, okay? All right, and I'm kind of keeping this image right next to it so I can kind of see how tall I need to be. This is looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to grab my main image here now and a piece of Whisper White again, or Basic White now, and I'm going to ink this up. Now, if that looked weird to you, the technique for using my Memento pad is different from the one for using my my regular pads. So these regular Stampin' Up! Color pads are a foam, a very dense foam block. And if you take your stamp and twist, 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 and wipe, 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 run the risk of damaging the foam. You want to kind of baby these. But the nice thing is that you don't have to press like that because the ink is right at the surface and it just wants to jump off of this ink pad onto your stamp. Memento ink pads are the best black that I've ever used, but they are fabric covered. And so the ink doesn't quite jump onto your stamp the same way. So with these, I like to use kind of a twist, tap, tap, twist, twist for inking with Memento to make sure I get a really good inking and then I can stamp. Now, okay, we've got our flowers here. And I am going to go ahead and color them. We're gonna stick with our Flirty Flamingo here. And the supplies that I use for this card are all in the description. So if you click to the description of the video, whether you're watching now on Facebook or later on YouTube, well, I guess for you it would be now. If you're watching, you hear me say now. Anyway, sorry, distracted. The description has the products that you can order to make this card. Okay, so I am going through here with all of our Flirty Flamingo. I just did the light color there, and then I'm gonna come back with the dark, and really simple, I'm just gonna go right around the center of each flower to kind of highlight that center area there, okay? So kind of the inside, and maybe I'll go down these petals just a little bit. All right. Now, on the black, you can either leave the leaves black or you can go ahead and color them. I'll start with light. I'm gonna use the light and I'm going to just color the big long leaves. I'm not gonna worry too much about the small ones. And there's just a hint of green that shows through, which is pretty much perfect for our purposes. Now, I'm going to, let's see, can I slide everything? Sure. Bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I have, let's see, can I get a little closer for you? I have got my plates here ready, so I'm gonna drop these on top. I'm gonna put my die on here. And of course the dies for this stamp set have one that matches our flower bouquet. And I have a little piece of washi tape already kind of stuck to my die there. I think I'm gonna add one more. Let's see, so I'm gonna take this piece of washi tape. I just leave extra washi tape on here that I've used before so that it's always handy. And then go ahead and drop my extra plate on top and run it through. So go ahead and do that. I know it's coming out the other side where you can't see. There we go. All right. And so far so good on my my experiment on the feet on that little baby. So if you're wondering about that. I'll call it experiment still in progress, not ready to publish my data. I talked about that the other day if you missed it. But okay, so now I have my die cut flowers and these are set to fit right here. So you can see how they really jump out. So if I took that and I put it on just a white piece of cardstock, it's pretty, it's a great image, but it doesn't really have like a lot of oomph to it. But if I take that same thing and I put it here on this spotlighted background that I made with my blending brushes, then you can really see that there's a lot of really great oomph there on our design. So we're gonna give it some further oomph, which seems to be the word of the moment, because I'm gonna use my newsprint stamp. And I'm gonna pop this kind of in the middle here behind. Not gonna worry too much about where it goes, okay? And then I have a little scrap of that designer series paper. Sometimes a little goes a long way. And I'm gonna slide this right here under the middle. So you can kind of see how we're building our focal point kind of from the ground up. Our background, our image, our paper, our main design. And then our main design is gonna we need two more things here just for the front. We need a greeting and we need an embellishment of some kind. Because I always say that there are 3 steps to stamping. You stamp, you layer, and you embellish. So our embellishment is going to be the snail mail twine here. Snail mail twine combo pack. It comes in white and in this blushing bride color, which is a nice complement. And so I'm gonna go ahead and tie this around here, which is a teeny bit tricky because our little paper wrap piece is triangular. So the twine kind of wants to run down to the bottom. I lost my end, there it is. But I'm gonna show you a hint for making this stay where you want it to. Okay, I'm going to trim an end. I'm gonna leave this one a little longer, so it's kind of our tailing end. And then I'm gonna flip this over to the back side and go ahead and pop a Stampin' Dimensional. I'm gonna pull this up as far as it goes, so it doesn't really matter if I tied it a little looser, and put the dimensional right on top of it. So that is going to hold our piece in place. So let's go ahead and start sticking some layers. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna have to do something that I always avoid, so I'll tell you that in a second, but hopefully all will be well. And if it doesn't go well, I have a workaround too. Let's see. All right, can you guys hear the trombone in the background? It is the time for virtual band right now at our house, and so we have middle school trombone. I wasn't sure if you could hear it, so if you can, let me know. If you can't, that's fine too. So, all right, so we have our flowers all stuck down, and we have a really nice strong focal point. We're gonna add a greeting, and this is what I always try not to do, is add my greeting last, because if I square it up or mess it up or smudge it or something, then the whole rest of my card front was already done, and it's so painful. But I have a workaround for that too. So there are some great greetings in this set. As I said, love you bunches, which is always a good punny one. Happy Mother's Day, thanks friend, and for you. So I think I'm gonna go with thanks friend and go ahead and stamp this here. So, oh, okay, success. Now, if that had been a disaster and I needed to put something else here, I just would have grabbed a small circle punch, stamped this on my circle paper, cut it out, and popped it on there with a dimensional, and no one except us would have known the difference. So remember to keep that handy as a workaround should you need it. Okay, so then we have this to go on our card front, and I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of it so that we get a nice pop-up. And this is actually a great time to use some of the long edge pieces from your dimensionals because you get a little more support for your dimensional there, the longer strips. And when you have a card like this, it might go through the mail. You want to have kind of some support under there. The mail can be a little squishy on our handmade cards. So this is a great card to mail though, because it doesn't have any bumpy things on it like rhinestones and so forth. So, okay. So then I'm gonna take this extra piece of designer series paper and just use it to decorate the inside of our card. I kind of feel like now I need to put some poppy-uppy things on this card. What do you guys think? Should I add some bumpy things? Oh, I got that kind of crooked. Ooh, teachable moment here. This is a little bit crooked. I want to fix it, but I'm not peeling back like this. I'm not going. What I'm gonna do, without the sound effect probably, is I'm gonna pull sideways on my paper. And that has the effect, I can't show it to you in the middle of the air, but it has the effect of shearing the adhesive. See how that's coming off like that, dink. So that it doesn't damage either of the paper layers, and you can safely apply it again without anyone except us knowing the difference, okay? All right, let's see. So, oh, I'm so sorry, you guys. You've been scrolling comments, and I totally missed all of them because I didn't see them. So Beth says, smart idea about adding the wording. Yes, Always good. I make a lot of mistakes, so. Let's see. Tanya says she's going to come back in the beginning. What else did I miss? Somebody said something about the trombone. I saw it there. Okay, well, maybe I'll catch it later. All right, well, anyway, if you can hear the trombone, I hope you are enjoying it. So, the thing that I think I need to add to this are these sweet opal pearls, the opal rounds. I adore these. And the nice thing about these is because we're kind of like we have one color on this. We have that sort of pink tone and then some darker shades of it in the cherry cobbler. So I want to kind of stick with the pink and the white. And so the opal rounds are perfect. And I've never opened these, so here's my opening trick. When you first open a package of these guys, or any of the packages that come like this, just use your scissors, slit down the side so the package is open here. Close it back up again and pull your things out from the side because you can always pull them out and put them back in easily. Some of you guys have heard this trick so many times, you're like, oh yeah, old hat, Meg. But then it really makes it simple to use your supplies and put them away safely so that they're not coming off. Okay, all right. So there we have some opal rounds. Can you see them? Okay, they're really gorgeous in person. I'm not showing them to you, I think. There we go. They're really gorgeous in person. They have this sort of iridescent shine that's beautiful. So I like that. I think they kind of complement the card. So those are the opal rounds. I just added them so they're not in the video description. But okay, you guys ready to see some more projects? So this is our spotlighting, our blended spotlighting. So remember we made this with our blending brush. And here we go. I'm just gonna show it to you. Made this with our blending brush. Here is another card that we did the other day. This one was using the Paper Pumpkin stamp set from this month, which I heard refills are available. So if you need a Paper Pumpkin refill, go ahead and jump on my store and get those. So same technique, lots of negative space with one big focal point with our blending brushes. And then kind of my favorite of this week is the Hey Chick card, there we go, the Hey Chick card that I shared using the set that comes out on Tuesday. And so excited for you guys. I shared this card and pointed out that the stamp set dies, the dies that match the set, as well as the other part of the Hey Chick bundle that comes out on Tuesday are available as part of the demonstrator starter kit, and several people took me up on that. So if you are curious about that offer that has done a really good job for some people, you can look back for my Hey Chick video the other day. It would have been on Tuesday. So let's see, today's Wednesday, so probably episode 80. Anyway, okay. All right, you guys ready to see some more paper samples? So these are our card samples. And then here are some paper samples, and these are demonstrator swap cards. So let's see, this one is by Mary McCormick, and she used the designer series paper there on the main panel. And one of my favorite designs is a 3x4 card. So the designer series paper is designed to fit on this 3x4 piece here, and she used a heat embossing there to add that color. This card is by Karen Titus, and she used the paper as a cutout. So she actually cut the paper here. This is cut from the designer series paper, the one we used actually, and just applied to the front of the card. So kind of a fun idea there. This card is by Janice Waitman, and she used the paper on the flip side. Remember I said those are like the workhorses of this Flower and Fields paper. She used that on the back and then a strip of the flowers on the front. This card is by Evie DiPiazza, and she used a color blocking system and used a bunch of different designs of the paper in the background. And then this, which is one of Touch of Ink. Also, Touch of Ink is also one of the celebration items. This card is by Leanne Greff. She used a strip of the paper, and honestly, this is a card after my own heart. Leanne left a lot of negative space up here at the corner. Negative space is my thing right now. So she used that with this designer series paper. This is a card by Anna Masternak. She used a strip of the paper here at the top. And then A Darling Donkey by Mary McNeely, which I think I might have shown you this card before, but she used these daisies here in the background, which are perfect. He's got a little flower in his mouth. Adding a little flower on the side is a really great complimentary choice. All right, there was something else I wanted to show you. Oh, and it was about yesterday. So yesterday, oh, Kathy says she can't hear the trombone. That's good. So yesterday I showed you this cute little boy-approved Valentine with the shark, the star-kissed shark. No, chicken of the sea, right? Star-kissed, chicken of the sea. I can't remember. Trish had the answer. But the shark that we used yesterday. And when I was talking about the little message here at the top, I said, or I said something about baby shark and how we needed a whole bunch of those on there. And I saw a stamper later in the day and she said, oh, but like Jaws theme, you can have as many as you want, as few as you want, doesn't matter. And I realized that there's definitely two different ways to interpret this stamp set. So I think the intention of the artist is to be part of sort of the baby shark phenomenon. So I remember this as like a Girl Scout camp song. So let me know if you remember it as a Girl Scout or a Scout camp or church camp or whatever. But the song goes, baby shark doo doo, and you make like the little hand motions. Baby shark doo 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 doo. And there's like a whole series of them, and it goes through like Mama Shark and Daddy Shark and Grandma Shark, who's like this. Anyway, so I will avoid singing the rest of the song, but I think that's what they wanted this do-do-do thing here to be. And so I thought in honor of this, I would show you the shark cards that I forgot to share yesterday. So this one is by Robin Carden, Chicken of the Sea. Oh my gosh, he had a name, was Charlie the Tuna. Oh, so there's no shark in Chicken of the Sea, right, Beth? That you must have been, one of the things I swear has a shark on it. Maybe it's a dolphin and anyway. Okay, so Robin made this one, and it uses the fine arts, I can't remember. It looks like really thick applications of acrylic paint, or the other art word that I can't remember, gouache, I want to say, but that's not it. Anyway, it uses this as a background, which is really fun to go with it. This card, which is by, somebody put their sticker inside. Karen Titus. And she used the whale paper to go along with it, which is really cute. I love the little triangle here. It is super reminiscent of a shark fin, right? I have to think that she did that intentionally, but also with some negative space, so woohoo for that. And then this last card by Tammy White with the little shark family and the I love you on it. So lots of cute possibilities for that stamp set too. So, all right, so we saw like 10 cards today. I showed you how to do one, gave you some technique tips, and let's see, Chicken of the Sea mascot, Charlie the Tuna. Yes, lots of good ideas today. So let's see. Yes, it's Thursday, right? It's almost Friday. So fun ideas today, fun things to do using the Wrapped Bouquet stamp set and negative space cards with some spotlighting technique built into it. If you hadn't checked back for the blending brushes, they are back in stock. You can order them. They're shipping with everything else right now. And the supplies for everything are in the video description. So I appreciate you guys tuning in each day. It's so fun to say hi. And I'm glad that you weren't treated to a combination stamping video and trombone concert. They're just maybe a little clashy at times. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your creative time. We have sunshine here. I hope it's sunny where you are. And if not, be inside and do something warm and cozy and crafting. So, all right, happy stamping. Have a terrific day.